Hello everyone, I am Aditi and today we will see the project that we developed as part of our database course. We have developed a hospital management system. This system can be used for small to mid-sized hospitals to maintain their patient records and store this information in electronic format than the inefficient paper-based systems. The system features that we have aimed to capture are to maintain the patient health records, store patient information in our systems. We can search a patient, update their information, or register a new patient. We can book an appointment for a patient with a doctor through our system. We can capture the diagnosis and medications suggested by the doctor in our system. Our system can store information of all the hospital employees like doctors, nurse practitioners, lab technicians, etc. Through the system, the doctors can check their appointment schedule. System can also create a bill for the patients based on the treatments they took, the lab test costs, and the number of days they were hospitalized. We have the following users of our systems, like the front desk operator or the receptionist who would be able to register a new patient, update their details, or book appointments for them, a doctor or a nurse practitioner who can prescribe medications for the patient, view their health records, as well as check their appointment schedule. And last, we have a system administrator who can manage employee details. So let's move towards the tables which we used to create the database. So here is our ER diagram. We had some tables like a patient which stored patient information like the name, address, date of birth, the multiple phone numbers. Then we had stored information about the employees and the type of employees they are, like doctors, nurses, lab technicians, as well as the doctor details like their name, addresses, the specializations. Similarly, we stored information about the nurses and the which doctors they were associated with. We also captured the medication and diagnosis of the patient in the medication table and linked it to the patient's health records table. We also captured the inpatient details like the ward number and the room number they are booked into. We are also able to store the lab test results in the database, and we are able to store the billing history for our patients in the billing table. So after the normalization of these tables, we came up with the ER diagram that you are seeing, which consists of 21 tables. So now that we have seen the system features and our database design, my partner will walk you through the system implementation and see what features we have implemented.
Among the features that we have seen, now that we have seen the system features, let's see the system in the perspective of three different users. In our case, we are taking three users as the front desk user, the doctor, and the admin. Now let's log in as a front desk user with username and password. When I log in as a front desk user, I'll be directed to a search page where I can enter the patient ID for, suppose if the ID is 100, and then when I click on submit, I'll be redirected to the patient update information page where I can update the patient information. For suppose I'm updating the first name to Bob to Rob, and then let's update one of the mobile number too. When I click on update, the details are successfully updated and we can cross check the details in our database. Let's fire a query and check whether it has been updated or not. Yes, we can see that the details have been updated correctly. And we can also observe that in the patient phone details, the details have been updated successfully. Now let's take the second scenario, second case where I can register a patient if the patient is not found. Let me log in as a front desk user, and when I enter a patient ID of 106, I see that the patient is already found. And let's take another case where the patient is not found. Let's enter the login ID as, let's enter the patient ID as 109, and then when I click on submit, I see that the patient is not found. So let's register the patient. We can enter the patient details in the registration form like the first name, middle initial, date of birth, age. Now when we click submit, all the details are updated and the patient is successfully registered. We can go back to our database and then fire a query and check whether the patient has been registered or not. Yes, we can see that we have successfully registered a patient. Now we do have one more scenario where we can log in as a doctor. A doctor can enter a medication details for a particular patient. Let's see if I am entering details for a patient with patient ID of 100, and then if I am a doctor with doctor ID of 2, and then medication date is 13/6/2009, and let's have the treatment type of preventive care, and let's have some drugs which is to be given to that patient and with some dosage like 500 mg per daily, and let's have some diagnosis values and also any follow-up date for that patient. And when we click on save, the medication details are updated successfully. We can check the updated details in the database. We can check the details in the database, and we do have one more scenario where admin can log in into the system and can delete a doctor or any employee. In our case, we are considering a doctor. Let's take a doctor of ID 4 and let's try to delete it. Yes, as the doctor is already present in the database, we are able to successfully delete the doctor. This is the end of our demo, and from this project we have learned how to capture the system features and how to come up with the normalized database, and we have created a GUI using Java Swings, and we have connected the front-end database, front-end GUI with the back-end using JDBC connectivity, and also fired many SQL cascade queries and normal SQL join queries, etc. And in this way we have done our hospital management project. In future we would like to enhance our project by adding many some features like the username or password protection, and also add features like inventory or payroll or bill management system. In this way we would like to enhance the system to a